The president is the most tested man in America.
So how did he test positive for COVID-19? As with any infection, looking at the president's recent travel and interactions, known as contact tracing, is a key step to understanding the potential impacts of the most high-profile case of COVID-19 yet.
The number of people that could potentially be exposed and at risk of contracting this virus is significant here.
It takes 4 to 5 days on average for people to start showing symptoms of coronavirus. And 5 days before his positive test, President Trump announced his nominee for the Supreme Court, Amy Coney Barrett, in a Rose Garden ceremony. About 105 people were in attendance. Later, he traveled with White House staff to Pennsylvania for a campaign rally. Over 2,000 people were in attendance, and most were unmasked. The next day, Sunday, the president held a press briefing at the White House, joined by Chris Christie, Rudy Giuliani, and Kayleigh McEnany. It's Monday, and 3 days before the president's positive test, the president takes part in 2 events at the White House, attended by members of Congress, Vice President Mike Pence, and auto industry executives. On Tuesday, the president travels to Cleveland for his first debate with Democratic nominee Joe Biden. Both men stand on stage about 10 feet apart. Notably, the president's adult children and his senior staff refuse to wear masks during the debate, in violation of the venue's rules. On Wednesday, the president travels to Minnesota for a fundraiser at a private home, then an outdoor rally attended by thousands. Traveling with the president to and from Minnesota are White House staff, including Jared Kushner, Stephen Miller, Dan Scavino, and Trump's top aide, Hope Hicks, who feels unwell on the trip back to Washington and isolates herself on Air Force One. The next day, Thursday, Hicks tests positive for COVID-19. While some White House staff choose not to travel, the president flies to his resort in New Jersey for a private fundraiser, shaking hands and posing for photographs there. The president later confirms on Fox News and says he and the First Lady are being tested.
She tested positive, and I just went out with a test. I'll see what, because we spent a lot of time, and the First Lady just went out with a test also.
Early the next morning, he tweets the results of the tests. Positive. In the fallout, other prominent figures who had contact with the president over the previous few days report their own same-day test results, including Vice President Mike Pence, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett, and White House aides Jared Kushner, Ivanka Trump, Dan Scavino, and Mark Meadows, all testing negative. But because tests often don't show infection until several days later, there's still a lot of uncertainty over who else in the president's inner circle or the highest levels of government could have been infected, and the impact on the election just a month away is only starting to take shape. Shira Tarlow, Newsy, Washington.